Hello everybody and welcome to beautiful inner city Istanbul Park. It's time for the Formula Horizons DHL Turkish Grand Prix of Season 15. The championship is heating up very nicely going into round 7 of the World Championship here in Turkey, in Istanbul. Istanbul has the largest population in Europe, ranks as the world's 15th most populated city with close to 16 million inhabitants. This is the first. It says it's the first Turkish Grand Prix since 2011. As we know, that is false, as it was held last season for season 14 in Formula Horizons with some slightly different cars. Here's the track is though 5.338 kilometers, 3.3 miles long. Top speeds of about 330 kph, 2 DRS zones. Down towards the final few corners. Elevation change of 40.8 meters, 14 turns, a lap record of 124.770. Turn 1, action zone number 1, we have Hamilton and Jenson Button going into turn 1 in 2010. One of those drivers on the grid this season. It's for the same team. Here we have turn 12, Vettel and Webber. Hopefully this clash between the two Red Bulls does not happen in this race as it did 16 years ago. Then through turns 13 and 14 we have 2008 Heikki Kovalainen and Nico Rosberg having a great old scrap through the final few corners of the lap. Here we have our 3 tire compounds: super soft, soft, and medium tires. Red super softs. Fastest tire, the mediums, or the soft, sorry, is about 9/10 slower per lap, and the mediums 1.7 slower per lap than the softs. Here we have the starting grid now. I am going to turn it down just a little bit. We have Sebastian Vettel starting on pole position alongside Neo-Hungary in P2 for Mercedes. First pole position for Force India. That'd be cool. Starts third. It's a great qualifying for both Force Indias alongside Landon Canoka in P4. Isaac Spacedal starts P5 alongside Easton Bowden in the Mercedes in P6. John B. Cool and Fernando Alonso lock out the 4th row for Ferrari, 7th and 8th respectively. Emerald Diggy starts 9th alongside Jenson Button in 10th, making it into Q3 once again here in Turkey. Luis Alonso just outside the top 10 in 11th for McLaren alongside Luna D. Darling in 12th for Lotus. Mombicool an amazing 13th start, 13th for Haas alongside Pierre Gasly in the Toro Rosso. Zuka Boy starts 15th alongside Nate Kuzma in the 16th for Haas, just barely not making out of Q1. Philippe Epical 17th with Kaida 132 in 18th. Not being on the back row for one of the Williams. Nicholas TV finally qualifies somewhere other than dead last, starts 19th with Alan the Alien rounding off the grid. And here we go, the 5 lights are on ahead of our drivers. 5 lights on. I forgot how long this is. And it's lights out and away we go here in Turkey. Turkish Grand Prix. Vettel gets a good start. Neo-Hungary gets a good start. That'd be cool. Gets hit from behind by the Lotus and goes spinning around. And there's tons of collisions down into turn 1. It looks like Landon Canoka is out. Landon Canoka out at turn 1. Superboy at 14th. Neo-Hungary now has gotten ahead of Sebastian Vettel and leads the race. Luna D. Darling in 9th. And there's a big lockup from John McCool. He's falling down the order down in P8. And is now down in P9, being overtaken by Luis Alonso. As Neo-Hungary starting to bolt out in the lead of the race, already stretching that gap to Sebastian Vettel in P2. And Pierre Gasly has come off the track. Oh, and he gets clipped by That'd Be Cool, and clips That'd Be Cool, and both go spinning out. As Kyle Couture is now up into 14th, Latifi battling for 16th, with William McCowan has gotten 16th as they go. John B. Cool through that quadruple apex, getting ahead of Luis, I don't know, into the braking zone, trying to close up to Jenson Button. And about 2 seconds behind. Nate Kuzma not going off the track a little bit there, puts the grass just behind Zuka Boy. Mombi Cool P11. Neo-Hungary now leads by 2 seconds, already stretched the gap out 2 seconds in a single lap. Nate Kuzma has kind of 1 to 2 right on their back, and we're not going to see the fight as we see Luis, I don't know, flipping and going potentially out of the race. Or no, he's kept the car going. He's kept the car going after that flip. And I think in the distance you can see Luna D. Darling flipped over and out of the Grand Prix. Yes, Luna D. Darling is out, and both Lotus is out on lap 1. As Mobicool is now up in the points. And ooh, it's touched by Zuka Boy. Zuka Boy goes through. 3 seconds gap in front. As Ethan Mao trying to get past Sebastian Vettel and make it a Mercedes 1-2 here here in Turkey. Trying to get right on the gearbox of the Force India. Sebastian Vettel started on the pole, now in second place. Fernando Alonso's might move up into P4 now. As they're now going towards the first DRS zone, and there it is, the first DRS zone. They all have their DRS open, and Easton Bell's going to get a really nice slipstream all the way down the straight though, as he could try to make a move. Down the inside, into turn 12. He's not going to try it. Sebastian Vettel sweeps back around. Or I don't even know what corner it is. Oh, Sebastian Vettel's flipped over. No, horrible for the pole sitter. He's down in 7th now. With John B. Cool right on his gearbox. As they ride on board with John B. Cool. Ooh, locking the front left tire there going into turn 1. As we now jump to the off-board camera. John B. Cool now trying to get past Sebastian Vettel. Flipping and staying in the race. That's two drivers that have flipped out of those final 3 corners and maintained a grasp on being in the race. As Sebastian Vettel trying to drag ahead, John B. Cool runs wide and is a bit squirrelish on the corner exit there. Now Easton Bound can try to close up to his teammate. 2-second cushion behind the Mercedes to Fernando Alonso in 3rd. One of the championship contenders down in P8. The other one is leading by 5 seconds with just under half the race to go. The 2 Red Bulls battling it out. And we now ride on board with Emerald Diggy trying to swoop around the outside of his teammate Isaac Spaceoff. Isaac Spaceoff has that inside line. Is he going to maintain his position? Is he going to be able to sweep back down? Oh, and Emerald Diggy and on board. And he's flipped over. And that is a big accident as he's been reset back to the pits, but is still in the race. We have Pierre Gasly in P17. Oh, and there's a flipped over. It's Philly Epicow, who also has been reset to the pits out of the same corner. So we have Mombiku in P13. Title 1 through 2 up in the points for Williams as it stands. Nicholas Latifi trying to get closer to Nick Kuzma in P11. I can't tell if that's the lap car or if they're about to be lapped behind him. Looks like he might be about to get lapped. Yes. As we have John B. Cool trying to get closer and closer to Sebastian Vettel. As John B. Cool is right on the gearbox of Sebastian Vettel now, and he's going to have DRS and the slipstream all the way down the straight. As they now ride on board. John B. Cool can take a move. Make it over, they've touched, and John B. Cool's gone spinning off into the barriers, and he's managed to keep the car going. How did that not lead to both drivers being out of the race? And now we have Zuka Boy, Luis, I don't know, and the back marker of the lap car of Emerald Diggy, all right behind him now. As and there goes Zuka Boy flipping off, and now being turtled on the side of the road. That was a huge accident. That was almost a huge accident between Vettel and John B. Cool. John B. Cool battling with the back marker, trying to unlap himself. As he spins the back marker, he hits the back of Emerald Diggy and sends him spinning around. If you're a lap car, you should not be trying to do that, especially down to the chaotic turn 1 here at Istanbul. I haven't spoken much of him, but Neo Hungry is still leading the race by 6 seconds. About 2 laps to go. As Nicholas Latifi is trying to get right on the gearbox of his teammate. turn today, as it may well could, as he is closing up to his teammate, Kyle 132. And they are going to really close, and who's going to get the better exit here? I believe Nicholas Latifi gets a slightly better exit. We'll have DRS and Slipstream. We've said that a lot in this race, as Neo Hungry entering the penultimate lap. Nicholas Latifi is going to try down the inside of his teammate. Kyle 132. Is the move going to stick? Kind of forces him outside, which becomes the inside. Just slightly cuts the curve there, as Kyle 132 shoots back around the outside into Williams and maintains that last point paying position. But they still have a battle going on, as Jumpy Cool losing places to Luis I Don't Know. It's a good battle going on here for P7. Jumpy Cool getting a bit squirrely on exit. Still trying to get past his teammate, Kyle 132. Battle for the last point paying position. Even up to Nick Kuzma and White is still a battle there. As about 2 seconds separates 9th to 11th in this race. If Nick Kuzma gets double passed, both Williams could be in the points. You never know what can happen, as Neo Hungry is on the last lap and is almost 10 seconds clear of the rest of the field. As through the final corner, they travel to start their final lap of the Grand Prix. As Alan the Alien getting overtaken by Mombi Cool. And the two Williams going side by side down into turn 1. Is Latifi going to have the better line? No. Kyle 132 sweeps back around the outside to maintain P10 in this race. But Latifi has not given up on points in this race. This could be a very interesting final lap between the two drivers. Is anything going to give from a pre-launch Kyle 132? Is anything going to give in this race? As Neo Hungry plunges down into the final few corners, you can see it on the track back on the right hand side of the screen. There he goes, completely uncontested, a dominant display. Jumped Vettel off the start, has led every single lap of this Grand Prix to lead home and win the Turkish Grand Prix. Neo Hungry punches his ticket to a championship fight and takes the win in Turkey. Easton Bound is going to cross the line and make it a 1-2 for Mercedes. Fernando Alonso P3, Isaac Spacedolf P4, Jenson Button is going to come home in P5, Sebastian Vettel P6 after starting from pole position. An unfortunate result there, as John McCool touches with Luis I Don't Know, and it's going to be a drag race down to the line to see who's going to finish in 7th. It's going to be Luis I Don't Know, as Kyle 132 has gotten past Nate Kuzinaut. Nate Kuzinaut's gone under the map. And it's going to be double points for Williams in this race, as both Williams cross the line, P9 and P10. Mombi Cool comes home in P11. That'd be Cool P12. Gasly P13. And all the lap cars trickling down through the final corner and through to finish the race. And we have breaking news that Jarno Trulli is going to return to race in Formula Cars to join Toyota in Season 16. I hope you all have enjoyed this Grand Prix, and we'll see you guys next time.